Hey folks, another strange day with the monster. So, leaving the garage, kind of did what it has been doing. It kind of vibrates a little bit and then takes off. So, nothing really new there. I started heading out, and it's a nice day today. I was going to go for a little bit of a tour, but I realized I forgot my mask, so I had to come back to get it. And the monster didn't sit here very long, so it didn't really have time to seize up again, so I was able to pull away. But like I said, the monster's just not as fast as it was. Top speed right now is about 16, 17 kilometers per hour, and even going downhill, it's still not good. And you can tell just by looking at the video, this is actual speed. And when I turn my head to the side for a moment, you can see 18.5, 19 kilometers per hour. That's downhill, so things are not looking good. And leaving the post office, I don't know if it's because I was on a downhill slope, but wasn't seized up at all. As soon as I hit the throttle, it started moving, so I had no issues there. At the grocery store, things have changed a little bit. I'm sitting here waiting to go, and the throttle's having no effect whatsoever. The monster just isn't moving. I'm just kind of sitting here trying to think. And last time it did this at the driver's license office, it just kind of decided to go on its own. So I turned it off, turned it back on. It didn't have any effect. So, and it's not making any noise. The motor's not vibrating or anything. Like it's trying to move. It's doing nothing. It's just dead silent. So as soon as I leaned down to take a look, just bang, all of a sudden it just took off. So I just kind of gave it a little bit of a nudge, and it was enough to free it up. So despite these issues, it's a beautiful day today. Slightly chilly, but it's otherwise nice. So I decided I wanted to go for a tour. And I went up the hill that was under construction, and full throttle the whole way up, and it never slowed down. So it's slower than it has been, but it didn't do the slow down for a few seconds and then speed up again thing. It stayed constant the whole way up the hill, which I found kind of impressive, but oddly strange at the same time. Even more strange, coming down the hill, and the monster actually hit 25 kilometers per hour. It's been a while since I've seen that speed. So, I'm thinking, well, maybe it's waking up a little bit now. But then I get down onto the level surface and it slows down to 19 again, so I guess it hasn't totally corrected itself. So it's just acting very strange. On this day, I decided to stop at a different place in the park. The dam's been opened, so the river is drained, and it's looking pretty ugly. And it doesn't look too nice when it's all mud. But it's kind of a little bit of an opening here, and I got thinking, well, I don't have a whole lot of reverse power, and I'm on quite a slope here, so if it decides it wants to seize up on me while I'm sitting here, it's not a good thing. So I decided to pick somewhere a little bit different, more level ground. But then you're looking out there, and I'm not sure if there used to be a dam there or if that's an old bridge. But all these wooden pillars, big chunks of concrete laying around. Not a pretty thing to look at. But you say when the dam's closed and this area is kind of a little more flooded, you don't see that. So, this time of year, everything's turning brown, except for the colored trees in the distance. Kind of ugly looking, but still a peaceful place to sit. And when I was ready to leave, just like I figured, it doesn't want to move. So I give it a nudge, break it free, and away she goes. So at this point, the monsters become nudge and go. Well, apparently when it sits for a little bit, everything seizes up. So yeah, at least I have a solution for it. I'm not sitting there trying to get it to go on its own. I just give it a nudge, say, hey, this is what I want to do. I decided to stop at the river out by the soccer fields, but when I went down the laneway, I didn't go too far down because it's pretty steep here, and like I say, I don't have a whole lot of power in reverse right now. I don't have a whole lot of power, period, but reverse is pretty much useless on an incline, so it's kind of parked in a way that I can, if I can't back up, then I can go forward, turn to the left. That way I'm kind of backing straight across it, or it's more level ground. So, thinking ahead now. But I parked here for a reason. I'll explain in the next video what it is I was doing here, but I wanted to pick a nice place with a nice background, because I'm going to be talking to the camera. And just like I figured, the monster didn't have enough power to back up, so that's what I'd planned for. But at least I didn't have to nudge it, it just kind of went on its own this time. But there's like very little power in reverse. So, do what I plan to do. Turn, and then I'm kind of backing straight across. So, that's all I got for this one. I'll explain what I was doing here in the next video. And I'll leave you here with a trip through the park trail. Thanks for watching.